At our core, each of us holds a simple, powerful wish to find happiness. This need connects us, reaching beyond our differences in culture, background, and life experiences. No matter where we come from or what we believe, this longing is universal. It's the common thread that links us all. Happiness isn't always what we imagine it to be. Many think it comes only when life goes perfectly, when we get everything we want. But we know that's not always true. We've all seen people who have what seems like the ideal life: comfort, friends who care, stability, yet deep down, something feels off. Even with so much, their hearts remain unsettled, constantly searching for more. Then there are those who faced hardships we might avoid if we could. They carry heavy burdens and struggle through things most would find hard to endure. Yet somehow these people have a peace that goes beyond what's happening around them. They seem to glow with a kind of joy that surprises us, like it comes from somewhere deeper. Why is that? This deep, quiet joy, this unbreakable sense of peace, comes from more than just feeling good or being satisfied. It's rooted in thankfulness. It's not happiness that brings gratitude into our lives. It's gratitude that opens the door to happiness. When we start to notice the small everyday moments and recognize the blessings we might usually pass by, joy begins to fill our hearts on its own. So, what does it really mean to be grateful? Where does it start and how does it change the way we live? Gratefulness isn't just a quick feeling. It's a deep response to something precious, something we know we could never put a price on. Think of those unexpected moments when life hands us blessings we didn't see coming. A friend's help just when we need it. A quiet morning that fills us with peace. The comforting sense of God's presence when we feel alone. These moments are gifts we didn't earn or buy, things that come to us freely. They arrive without conditions, pouring out of grace rather than anything we did to deserve them. When we take a moment to really see what's around us, to notice all that we've been given, a natural feeling of gratitude begins to grow. It's that awareness that some of the most meaningful things in life are gifts, things we couldn't have created by ourselves. There's something deeply special about receiving something so precious, especially when we know we did nothing to earn it. This sense of gratitude opens our hearts, filling us with joy. Together, gratitude and joy lift us beyond ourselves, reminding us of the beauty in life that we didn't work for, but are simply blessed to experience. When we bring together a true sense of our own worth and the humility to see it as a gift, we enter a gratitude that feels easy and genuine, like it's simply part of who we are. In that moment of thankfulness, it's as though we're softly reminded of how deeply loved we are, not because of anything we've accomplished, but purely because of God's abundant kindness. Grateful living isn't just about occasional moments when we feel thankful or waiting for big events to remind us to appreciate life. It's about carrying a thankful heart each day, letting gratitude shape how we see even the smallest moments as precious gifts. Every second, whether it's filled with excitement or simple routines, is not something we earn or can hold on to. Each moment is given to us from above, filled with potential, handed to us by a Creator who invites us to live fully and pay attention to the blessings right in front of us. When we choose to live with gratitude, our view of life shifts. Moments are no longer just time passing by, but become chances for us to act, love, and really be aware of what's around us. It's easy to get lost thinking about the future, reaching for what lies ahead, yet gratitude pulls us back to now. The reality is that without the present moment, there would be no way to feel, to grow, or to truly experience life. Each moment we have is a gift, whether it's a deep breath after a hard time, a word shared with someone, or even quiet moments alone. When we start to see each moment as a gift, we respond to life differently, noticing God's grace into every detail we encounter. Inside every gift is a hidden gem, an opportunity. We often feel grateful for what we receive, but the real source of our gratitude is the chance to experience, learn, and create something meaningful with those gifts. If we couldn't enjoy or use what we have, would we even feel thankful? Many times we're so focused on the gift itself that we overlook what it allows us to do, the paths it opens, and the experiences it brings. That's where the true value lies. We've all heard the saying that opportunity knocks only once, but life isn't that limited, especially with God's grace. Every moment He gives us is a new chance to make a difference. Each heartbeat brings us another opportunity to learn, to love, and to walk closer with Him. In every moment, we have a choice to make the most of it or let it pass by. Even if we miss one chance, another follows, like a new door opening before us. Our response to each of these moments is the key to true joy, a daily gift that keeps renewing, inviting us to grow and embrace God's purpose in our lives. Now, does this mean we're expected to feel grateful for everything that happens? Not at all. Life brings moments of pain and loss, times that shake us deeply, times when gratitude feels out of reach and words of thanks might seem empty or forced. But even when things are at their hardest, there's a small light, a chance to make a choice. While we may not feel thankful for the hardship itself, we can still grow in how we respond to it. Each struggle gives us a chance to build up our strength, to lean into our faith, and to come through stronger and more resilient. Life doesn't promise us a smooth path. Instead, it invites us to grow through each experience we encounter. The real challenge isn't always in what we receive, but in our ability to keep going, to open our hearts, and to hold on to hope. Sometimes pain teaches us, revealing lessons hidden in the toughest times. We might only notice these lessons when we slow down and take a quiet moment to look back instead of hurrying forward. When we're brave enough to face the hard times, we often find unexpected gifts within them: wisdom, compassion, and strength, though they may come through struggle. Patience isn't easy, but it's a powerful way for us to grow and learn. It doesn't bring instant peace or happiness. Instead, it's a slow, steady process that builds our strength, like training for a long race. And yes, this path can be tough, especially when we're asked to stand by what we believe in. But these are the moments God uses to help us build our faith, strengthen our character, and embrace the chances that shape who we are meant to be. In the ups and downs of life, we're given chances, not to wear us down, but to help us grow. Those who accept this path and step up when life gets hard show others how to turn struggles into something meaningful. And even when we fall, there's grace waiting to lift us back up. This endless stream of fresh starts shows just how deep God's love and patience run for us. The question then becomes, how can we live in a way that fully embraces life's blessings? How do we build a grateful heart that isn't just thankful now and then, but finds joy in every moment? It's a habit that might seem easy, but it calls us to pause, to step away from our busy routines, and simply be in the moment. Think back to the simple lessons we learned as kids when crossing the street. Stop, look, then go. God invites us to bring these pauses into our everyday lives, making room to stop and reflect. In a world buzzing with activity, we rarely slow down, and without these pauses, we miss the gentle guidance that waits in the quiet. This is why it matters to create intentional moments to stop, breathe, and let gratitude rise within us. When we allow these breaks, we see the beauty around us more clearly and become open to hearing God's voice, which so often speaks in stillness. Sometimes life pushes us from one thing to the next so quickly that we can lose focus on what truly matters. That's why it's important to take time to pause, not just to rest, but to stop with intention. In these moments, we make room for something greater, allowing us to hear and see the wisdom God places in every part of our lives. In those quiet moments, we stop and truly see. We notice everything God has placed before us: the warmth of sunlight, the joy and laughter, the small wonders we often hurry past. We see with a grateful heart, realizing that God's touch is in every part of creation. With open eyes and open hearts, we take in the beauty around us, knowing it's not just there to look at, but to feel and appreciate deeply. As we open our eyes, we also open our hearts, noticing the ways God gives us to bring joy, not just for ourselves, but to lift others around us. Here is where real treasure lives, in helping someone find a smile, sharing in their struggles, and being a light of hope. This kind of joy grows when we share it, reminding us of the beauty in living not just for ourselves, but for one another, a reflection of the love we were made to give and receive. Finally, there comes a moment when we're invited to take a step, to act, and to pursue something that matters. Life will offer us opportunities, whether they seem big or small, to make a positive impact, to bring out our creativity, and to face tough situations with bravery. Sometimes it's just about showing up, and other times it takes every bit of our effort. But when we approach these moments with faith and a sense of purpose, they become the start of meaningful change, shaping not just our lives, but the world we touch. We're entering a quiet and meaningful change, one where gratitude is becoming more than just a nice thought. People are beginning to realize that true peace starts with a thankful heart, and they're letting this understanding guide their lives in fresh, authentic ways. It's not about popular sayings or catchy trends. It's a sincere change in how we view life and, most importantly, how we value one another. Gratitude helps lift us out of fear, encouraging us to live with a heart full of faith and contentment. It breaks the hold of worrying about what we don't have or what could go wrong, and helps us see God's constant goodness all around us. This attitude of thankfulness fills us with a sense of warmth that makes being kind feel easy, turning strangers into friends and making what we have feel like enough. As this spirit of gratitude grows within us, so does our desire to share, to trust, and to create a world that mirrors the love God wants us to show. Being thankful changes the way we see things, helping us recognize the worth in every person we meet. True gratitude helps us appreciate people not only for what we have in common, but for the unique qualities that make them different. This kind of mindset encourages us to respect and value each person, creating an environment where everyone feels seen and honored. It's not about making everyone the same or giving everyone the same role, but about ensuring that everyone is treated with the same dignity and respect. Imagine a future that breaks away from the strict systems of today, not one built like a tall pyramid with just a few at the top, but one that spreads out like a wide, connected community. In this vision, everyone is valued and plays an important role, each person respected and essential. This kind of change isn't driven by force or the need for control. Instead, it brings a peaceful yet powerful shift that redefines what change really means. It's not about just swapping who holds power at the top. It's about creating a new base where real togetherness and unity can grow. This change is built on the example that Jesus set, living with humility, showing kindness, and seeing the value in every person. His life wasn't about seeking power for himself, but showing the true strength in serving and uplifting others. When we walk in his footsteps, we join a way of life that goes beyond seeking control or status. It's a way that honors each person as cherished by God. What we need are strong, genuine connections built from smaller, close groups where everyone feels seen and each moment shared brings support, encouragement, and growth. Picture the impact of these simple gatherings, each one sparking gratitude and love that naturally spreads like seeds planted and nurtured. This is how we create a world full of thankfulness where joy is part of daily life, hearts are lifted, and even the smallest interactions fill life with warmth and meaning. In a world where gratitude thrives, every thankful heart brings more light and hope. A person filled with gratitude naturally spreads joy, and when others join in, that joy expands, touching life after life. As we embrace gratitude more, we add to the world's joy, turning simple, heartfelt acts into seeds of peace and happiness that grow and spread. We're all part of something that has grown in ways we never expected. Through God's grace, it has blossomed, not because of grand gestures, but through the simple power of gratitude. People everywhere are beginning to see that gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a doorway to real happiness, a joy that fills and lifts us in ways that last. Each of us has the ability to make the world a bit brighter, a bit kinder, by following a small rhythm. Pause to notice the beauty around us, then let that feeling move us to act with love and grace. This is my hope for us all, that this truth awakens something within you, inspiring you to live with purpose, to see with compassion, and to step forward in kindness. So here we are, on the edge of something real, a life where gratitude becomes more than a thought. Imagine it as a heartbeat, steady and true, carrying us through every high and low. It's in the pauses, the shared laughter, the quiet moments of peace we sometimes miss. When we start to see even the smallest gifts as extraordinary, life itself begins to feel fuller, richer, and deeply alive. And now, let's draw near together, letting this moment bring us closer to God. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Would you join me now in prayer? God of every heart, we come to you, united by a yearning that lives deep within us all, a desire for true joy, one that no earthly measure can capture. Teach us to see that real happiness isn't a trophy held high on a mountaintop, or a fleeting feeling untouched by sorrow. Show us that it's a quiet gift already dwelling within, waiting patiently to blossom in the still places of our hearts, rooted in a peace only you can give. Help us to release our grasp on the world's versions of joy and open our hearts instead to the steady, abiding love that grounds us through you. May gratitude flow from us, not merely as the memory of good moments, but as a river that nourishes our joy from its very source. Guide us to savor life in its smallest, simplest offerings. The breath we often take for granted, the first light of dawn, the warmth of laughter shared, the quiet of whispered prayers. Let this gratitude be so full, so freely given that it humbles us, drawing us closer to each blessing and to the grace that placed them gently along our path. Help us to see these gifts not as rewards or achievements, but as gentle reminders of your presence, a presence that surrounds us and holds us close. Father, let us make gratitude our daily song, a melody of thanks that carries us through every season of life. Let us live with a childlike wonder at the beauty of each day, seeing every moment as an invitation to love more deeply, to give more freely, and to draw nearer to you. And when life brings its sorrows, may we find strength in your steady hand, knowing that even in hardship, you are shaping us, planting seeds of resilience, patience, and faith that can withstand any storm. Teach us to walk gently, to pause and see your grace in the ordinary, a warm meal, a kind word, the quiet of nightfall. In these small moments, may we find your fingerprints, each one a reminder that we are surrounded by a love too vast to fathom, that you are with us in every breath, every beat of our hearts, in every corner of our lives. As our hearts fill with gratitude, may it overflow into compassion, reaching out to others in their needs and sorrows. Show us how to carry this love forward, to lift others as you have lifted us, building a community where joy and kindness ripple out, one heart at a time. Let our gratitude be a way of seeing, a way of being that lights up dark places and brings hope to those who feel unseen or alone. Guide us, Lord, to a life that isn't just lived but poured out for others, reflecting your boundless grace. Let each day we're given be marked by purpose, each step a little closer to you, each encounter a chance to be vessels of your love. May our gratitude not only lift our spirits but heal our souls and strengthen our faith, so that through us the world may glimpse the beauty of your love. Amen.